Good evening, everybody. Welcome back once again to the Far Out World of Coffee Creations. Our special, awesome family and a match made in heaven, the promise of a lifetime. Scarlett back here again for the evening update. And wanted to let you know that a few things. So, Mom's sick, like I said. That's why I'm taking over, at least for a few days, probably. Not sure how long, but I will be here as long as Mom needs help. Dad's also sick. Daddy Rich, Daniel, and Elin are also sick. And Danielle and Haven are taking care of Daniel and Elin, respectively. So, yeah, they're helping them out. So, they're in there helping them out, taking care of them. And I forgot to say yesterday, I got to correct something. I accidentally said on Far Out I had 39 subscribers. I combined A Match Made in Heaven and Far Out by accident, the 3 and the 9. A Match Made in Heaven has 19 and Far Out has 34. So that was a goof up. Oops. Anyway, yeah, when you're sick, you don't think very well sometimes. And the incident with the 3 a.m. situation that I mentioned this morning was on Friday, on the 27th. So it wasn't the 27th of February. So it wasn't on my birthday. So yeah, I did check that. So yeah, that was, yeah. So yeah, that was me scaring the daylights out of poor Clancy. Didn't take much to scare him, honestly, because I was like walking around and I was half kind of zombified. Because I was trying, but basically what I was trying to do is kick this in the ass before it got me, but it didn't happen. And I mean, on that first one, I don't sound nearly as bad as I did, honestly, on my lunch one. And really, honestly, I have not sounded horrid. I didn't sound as bad as poor Ryan Hall does. When he gets hit, he gets hammered. And his poor Ryan Hall, he literally got so bad, and I've been that way. I have fought that, type of voice before. And it was so bad that poor Ryan, he could not say Des Moines, the city in Iowa. He said Du Bois. He literally said Du Bois instead of Des Moines. I mean, that's how bad the poor guy was congested. Wasn't that when he fought it for like 3 weeks or something like that? Yeah, something like that, 3 or 4. I mean, he was living a nightmare in 2022 there, in like March, April, I think, something like that. It was bad. I'm not sure. I think he said, I think it was longer than 3. I think it was like 6 weeks. I think he said he's fighting that, I think. I can't remember now, but... And there are times where, you fight this crap for weeks because, I mean, the weather messes with you. Some people go out in it, and you're stuck with it. And, and when you're around, like, electronics and stuff, it doesn't help matters, honestly. It really does not help matters. I mean, you could do anything you want to do, and it still screws with you. But, I mean, it doesn't mean that you're, completely drained of all energy. You just don't have a voice much, and you're just congested. So it's just been crazy. And I've been watching... oh, gosh. I've been watching some crazy stuff on YouTube lately. It's freaking hilarious. I tell you, it's freaking hilarious. Just watching some goofy stuff and watching some educational stuff. I've just been hanging out and, not really doing a whole lot of stuff. Just, excuse me, just doing a little bit of, just doing a little bit of fun stuff and hanging out. Not doing too much. We're just chillaxing. I'm gonna go get me a soda. I haven't had my Mountain Dew for the day, so I'm gonna go grab me one. Got my soda. That way I can drink some Mountain Dew. And no, I do not mean moonshine. Even though that's what moonshine is sometimes called. They refer to it as Mountain Dew. I'm talking about the soda. I wouldn't be drinking that right now anyway. Well, you know she's feeling better when she's making wisecracks. Yep. Oh, that felt good. Excuse me. But, yep, I'm just relaxing and having fun, you know, watching just watching some crazy stuff on YouTube, like I said. And just chilling. And probably, if Mom's not better Tuesday and Wednesday, it'll probably be a couple of, one will probably be a little bit late, because weather is going to be cuckoo. Mother Nature's on a warpath again, so. When isn't she on a freaking warpath? When she's sleeping? Oh wait, she still is. Yeah. She's freaking crazy. Yeah, she's, I don't know, she's something. But, yeah. She's something else, I tell ya. But, yep, we're just hanging out and relaxing the evening. I'm not really hungry at the moment. I'm just drinking some soda and chatting with you guys. Hanging out and, yeah. And I don't know why I'm yawning, but yeah. I'm probably going to have some of them little pizzas tonight. Those little crazy puffs. Sounds good tonight. That's probably what I'll have for supper. Don't know yet. I wish I could quit having heartburn, though. Because heartburn sucks. But, yep. And, so, I'll be helping out until Mama feels better. So you guys will have me and my coughing and sniffling and all that for a few days. Because I have enough energy to at least upload. Poor Mama got knocked down. She was up yesterday walking around a little bit. She said she was dealing with a little bit of, she thought at first it was like back pain and stuff. Well, yesterday she was able, to get up and walk around a little bit, but she was still a little tired, and today she just started feeling worse. So I told her I'd help her out and hang out with you guys for as long as she needed it. But I'm just, and like I said, usually I don't upload like this on Far Out. I usually talk about coffee over there, but when you can't taste any, it's like you don't really get to enjoy it very much. Now, I might end up drinking a cup tomorrow. I don't know, because I can't go too long without a cup of coffee, because if I do, I get a freaking headache. And it sucks. So it'll probably be, knowing me, it'll probably be peppermint stick, because that does a number on the throat. Warm coffee on the throat, just, So I might end up taking and having some peppermint stick. Never know, I might have some tea. I don't know. Tomorrow evening or something. But who knows what I'm going to do, honestly. I might even have that on Tuesday, depending. Because a good coffee usually calms me down before severe weather comes in. So I might wait till, because I might be able to make it one more day without it. And then, because I had it yesterday. So if I do tomorrow and Monday without any, if I have it Tuesday, I'm fine. So if I do it Tuesday, I should be okay. Because let's see. Saturday, Tuesday, let's see. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah. If I go at least 2 or 3 days without it, 3 at the maximum. I don't want to go much more than 3 without some coffee, because if I do, it's a headache from hell, and it sucks. Because when I had, let's see, because I went Friday for breakfast on the 27th. When did I record? Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, Monday night was a headache from hell. So yeah, I can't go 4 days without coffee. If I do, I'm screwed. So yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. So if I go 4 days without coffee, I'm in trouble. So I can wait till Tuesday to drink it, because usually having a good cup of coffee on a severe weather outbreak day is one of my calm down methods. Even if it's not our state in it, our virtual hometown. Cat! Wait. If our virtual town's involved, I usually try to have my calm down. If I don't,
Kitty, you guys eat like piggies. Piggy, 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 kitty.
Where's the kitty?
Justin, I know you're back there. Where's my kitty? I know there's a kitty over here. Where'd you go? Justin? Where are you? Justin? You meanie head.
He's a meanie head. He won't come over here. Meanie head. Justin's a meanie head. He's a meanie head. He won't come over here. And let me tell you, he is, out of the two, even though I give him crap, I jokingly call him my little meanie head. He's really not a meanie head, but I do that because he will play with me like that. He will like mess with me like, haha, you can't find me. Na, 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 na. But out of the two, and I know I shouldn't, you guys, I know I shouldn't have favorites. I said this on Far Out, but I'm going to say it on our Special Awesome Family and A Match Made in Heaven too. I know I shouldn't have favorites between the two, but if I had to pick a favorite, it would be Justin. And the reason I say that is I could be, Clancy is a sweetie when he wants to be, but the only time, and I'm not saying this to be graphic, you guys, the only time I get to pet that cat is when I'm in the bathroom, on the commode, or laying down in my bed. That's the only time I ever get to pet him. He does not let me, and mind you, I'm his freaking master. I'm not allowed to pet him. He will not let me freaking pet him. I don't know what the hell's wrong with that cat, but it's like, no, you can't touch me. No. And you know, it's crazy. He will not let me pet him for nothing. Nobody. He does not let me pet him. Mom will tell you that. Mom's a witness. When she comes back on, she'll tell you. He does not. Usually the one that comes up to love all over me is Justin. Like, the way I'm feeling right now, Justin is usually the one that will let me pet him, will let me love on him. I could pick him up and just hug on him, and he's like, okay, I don't care. You know, he lets me love on him, hug on him. Clancy, nope. He is just the biggest antisocial little brat I've ever seen in my life. I've never had a cat that wouldn't let me even pet him. Now, except for cats that didn't know me. Like, for example, one of the cats at the shelter was this antisocial little brat. But when it comes to my own, I've never had one do this before, ever. He is like the biggest brat I've ever seen. And you know, there's times where it's like, he's protective when it counts. Like, one time, I was, let's just say, not feeling the best. I'm not going to get into details, but I messed up and did something. I'm not going to get into details what I did, but I overdid something, and he did. He laid down beside me and stayed with me the whole night, which he never does. And let's just say I had one of them migraines from hell that made me sick. And something caused it. It was just bad. And basically cracked her head. Yeah, cracked my noggin pretty hard. And because even though, and mind you, I've lived here in the apartment I'm actually real world in. I've lived here for a while, but even at that point, I'm still, it was one of those, you seriously would have thought I was loopy. I was, because it made me loopy. Let's put it that way. Oh. But it was one of those nights, like on the 27th, where I woke up and I was half loopy. I was half out of it. I wasn't awake. And I went to do something. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Oh, I went to get in the fridge. That's what I did. It wasn't the cupboard. It wasn't, yeah, it was. I went to get their food, is what I was doing. I was checking their food, and I came up. But the problem is the counter in my kitchen is wheelchair friendly, okay? So it's, a wheelchair could go right up under it because the sink is lower to the ground. It's not your normal height. And if you lower your head too damn low, you're going to knock yourself in the head. Well, let's just say it knocked me pretty good, because I came up and I hit my head so hard, it gave me a migraine, and I basically threw my guts up, because it knocked the liver, just gave me a headache from hell. And I just, it was not good. And then another time, just, again, another one of those migraines. And usually when I have those, what I call puke migraines, when I deal with those, he's usually beside me. And him and Justin did not move from me. They wouldn't even let me hardly move. They were like, no, don't get up. Because I mean, especially on that one where I got conked, it was like the ground was spinning, the bed was spinning, everything was spinning, because I hit that hard. I mean, it was like bam. I'm like, ooh. And no, Samantha, you were not in the picture. This was last summer. Because if Jack hears this and tells you, this was before you came in the picture, girlfriend. It was bad. Oh, God. It was yucky. And I mean, the bed was spinning. Because, I mean, imagine leaning down. You're half asleep, leaning down. You're bending over to, because the bed is in the other room, of course, and you have to go all the way out to the kitchen. So I walked in and I laid down, and when I did, the bed was spinning as if I had drank 50 shots or whatever. You know, I'm being sarcastic, but you know, because hell, it wouldn't take that much for that to happen for me. But anyway, it was as if I had a major drunken stupor. I mean, it put me. That's the best way to describe it. Like a hangover. It was bad, and the whole bed was literally spinning. I'm like, what? Whoa! And it's worse if you're laying on your side. It's like, oh my gosh. And I literally got up, and I did. It made me sick. I laid back down, and that was still spinning because I mean, it knocked the shit out of me. Luckily, I didn't have a welt or anything on my head or a knot, but it was like, ooh. Wasn't that a few weeks before you got Samantha? Yeah. It was like, and I was like, ooh. And I never did tell her that story either. I did tell her about the migraines, but I never told her that story. Ooh, yipes. I mean, I did tell her that I hit my head before with that thing, but I don't think I ever told her about that part. Ow, that hurt. Let me tell you. And it got the back of my head, not the front. Now, I did, when I was on this one particular migraine med that I used to take, that I loved, and I would have kept taking it, except it messed my taste buds up. And so I had to stop. But basically, that same thing happened one night. I was on it, and I bent down to do something, and I actually doinked the front of my head. And, I bent down, and what the hell scared me? Thunder? Was it thunder? Something scared the piss out of me, and I hit my head hard on the damn countertop. And usually that would cause a headache. And it was Topramate. That's what I was on at the time. And all of a sudden, within an hour, I'm sitting there, okay, whatever. Like, meh. Didn't do nothing to me, you stupid countertop. So yeah, it was, and I used to be able to not have to deal with it, but now that I have to take a different med, I have to be careful not to hit my head, because, oof. But yeah, and that's what I meant when I said I messed up, because I was half asleep. I should have made sure when I knew I was going to go out there to check their dish, I should have made sure I was awake first. Because, yikes. That's why I hate doing that at night. That's why I always check their food before I go to bed and everything. Because after that happened, that hurt really bad, and I did not like it. But yeah, that sucked. That really sucked. It was bad. And, and that's when he usually is like really good at protecting me. Like when I have one of those headaches like that. And they know, it's like they sense it, and they're like right there, both of them. Usually it's both of them for that. But like when I'm dealing with something like this, it's usually Justin. He's always lovey-dovey all over me. He's, as Mom would say, he's petting me. Instead of me petting him, it's him petting me. I mean, he is just such a lovey cat. Since he's been fixed, he is a lover kitty. And I'm not used to a male being that much of a lover kitty, except for my cat Tiger was when I was younger. And our kitty that we had, his name was Gray. He reminds me. And what's eerie is I have to ask my mom, but I think he was pure gray. I don't think he was white. I don't think he had white on him. I'll have to ask Mom, because I swear Justin has his spirit in him. Like, he is just like him. And I think he was pure gray, because that's what we called him, was Gray. And but I think he was all gray. But Justin is gray and white, and he is just the loveliest male cat. He reminds me so much of Gray. He's just so lovable. I mean, I could pick him up, hug on him. He could climb up onto the armrest of the chair, and I could just wrap him in a squish hug, and he just, okay. He's just such a lovable guy, like the friendliest cat ever. And he was always that way. Justin was always that way. I mean, when I got the biting out of him, he, even before he was neutered, he was just the most lovable kitty ever. He's the quietest of the two, that's for damn sure. He's the one that does not make a peep hardly. Now, when it comes to purring, he's the louder one. Clancy, you literally have to put your ear up on him to hear him purr. Like, you have to hunch over him a little bit to hear him purr. But buddy, let me tell you, he will meow with the best of them. He could out meow any cat I know. I tell you, that boy, he meows loud. And you'd think he was bigger than he was, the way he meows. But the problem is, he can also imitate his brother. He can imitate his brother, because his brother has a real high-pitched meow when he does meow. It's almost like a high-pitched type noise. He'll do that. But he does this really high-pitched, like, kitten meow. And mind you, he's not a kitten, he's an adult. And Clancy can imitate him. And I'm like, dude, what are you, a mockingbird? But you're a mocking cat? But yeah, he imitates him. It's hilarious, because he will imitate Justin. It's hilarious. I'm like, dude, stop. Because I'll reach over and Justin will be laying on my TV tray, and I'm like, and speaking of, he's laying over here right now. And I can sit there and do this. And he doesn't care. He lets me do that. Don't you? Don't you, Justin? Oh, he's looking. He's going to lick me. He give me kisses. He giving me kisses. And listen at that. Listen at that. Oh, don't move. You gonna let him purr at him. Dude. But anyway, I was trying to let you hear him. I don't know if you guys got a chance to hear him before he got up. He always gets up when I try to put the microphone by his stomach for you to hear him. And when he purrs, his whole body vibrates. I mean, it's so funny. And I can sit there and pet him like that. I can pat him on the side like that, and he lets me. But like I said, Clancy does not let me pet him much at all. He just was like, nope. But Justin is the loveliest cat. He'll pat me on the shoulder, pat me on the head, pat me on the face. And it's so crazy. The difference in these two brothers. I mean, they're brothers, but Justin to me is the friendlier one of the two. I mean, Clancy can have his sweet side when he's trying to comfort when I have a headache, but other than that, he is a jerk and a half. Or, if I'm, basically sitting on the commode, half sleepified at 3 a.m. Hey, Mom, wake up. But yeah, Clancy's just something else. He's not the friendliest of the two. And the sad part is, he was the woman who gave the boys to me. He was her favorite, and I bet he wouldn't even let her pet him if she came over here. I'd be surprised, because he will not let me pet him at all. But this one right here does. Don't you, Justin? Justin. And he is just such a cuddle cat. The only thing he never does anymore is lay in my lap. He likes to lay on the TV tray next to me. And this one, Justin, when he first started to lay up there, he's the one that usually lays up there. Well, he had to learn not to lay in certain positions without making a noise because he does not wear a collar. He refuses to wear a collar. Clancy does, and he'll wiggle his head to, like, if he's around. Now, Justin, it got to the point where he was getting tired of getting poked in the eye or, like, accidentally poked in the nose or whatever, because I'd reach over and I wouldn't know he was there, and I'd accidentally poke him in the face, or, you know, or I'd reach over and I'd accidentally hit him in the head because he'd be, like, sitting in a way, like laying, and he would lay in a position and I'd accidentally hit him in the head. And I wouldn't mean to. I wouldn't know he was there. And so the only time I would know is if he was purring, like he is now. And if he was purring, I'd know. And I'm like, oh, there's Justin. Now, if he wasn't and he was just laying there, I wouldn't know, and I'd accidentally hit him in the face by accident. It wasn't like I wouldn't intentionally hit him. It was just like, oops, didn't see you there, bud. You got to do something. So it got to the point where he'd get up there and he would bring his claws out and he'd tap on the TV tray. Hey, I'm over here. He got to the point where he was like, okay, I got to do something because she hits me every time if I'm looking at her. So I got to let her know I'm over here. So he'll either tap on the TV tray to let me know he's up there if he's just going to lay there, or if he's wanting touched, if he's wanting petted, he'll reach out and put his paw on me, like, hey, I'm over here. And sometimes he'll just lay down with his back to me so I could just reach over and, pat on him. And, I can just pat on his side, and he lets me do that. And he's just such a lovey-dovey. And it was funny because people ask me all the time, well, how did you come up with the names? Well, Clancy, his name, honestly, to me, don't fit him. Because I don't see his namesakes being antisocial meanheads. But he was named after a group that I like, the Clancy Brothers. And he does, I will say one thing, the only part of his namesake that his name that does fit him, he loves his Celtic music. Put Celtic music on, you'll have Clancy over here. Which I can't demonstrate that because I can't put music on. But have Celtic music playing and he's over here usually. And he was named after, of course, the Clancy brothers. And, that's where he got his name from. Which, he's just, antisocial little brat. I couldn't imagine them being that way, but crazier things have happened. Anyway, Justin originally was named Jesco as a tribute, and he did not respond to that name at all. He refused to come to that. He was like, nope, you're not calling me that, not happening. And everybody thinks I got his name from Justin Timberlake or Justin Bieber. Wrong and wrong again. Not even close. No. So basically, I was on the phone one night on a FaceTime call with someone, the person that I did the tribute for originally. And we started listening to a band called the Moody Blues. And their lead singer's name is Justin Hayward. Yep, another Justin. And they come on, now mind you, at the time, Jesco would not let me near him. He was not letting me pet him, just like Clancy does now. He was like, nope, not coming to that, not coming to. Well, it came on. I'm like, there's Justin. All of a sudden, the gray and white kitten leaps on me and starts loving all over me, just giving me kisses, meowing at me, just letting me pet him. I got to hold him for the first time. And I'm like, oh my God. Because originally the person told me to name him after Justin Hayward. And I'm like, Justin just doesn't strike me as a cat name. Okay. So that ended up turning into, that's his name now. So he became Justin after the lead vocalist of the Moody Blues. And the song that we were listening to at the time was Your Wildest Dreams, which is an awesome song. If you have not heard it, you should really check it out. It's really good. Especially the live version. You got to check out the live version. Yeah, the live version is awesome. The studio version is great, but man, you hear the live version is so good too. Love the live version. Eee, that's trippy. But he loved that freaking song. And he just let me hold him. I got to pet him. And I'm like, ever since then, he was Justin. And I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe this cat wants to go by the name Justin. And, you know, it's so funny because everybody does. They get that thought all the time. Did you name him after Justin Timberlake or Justin Bieber? Nope and nope. Not even close. No Justin Timberlake, no Justin Bieber. Nothing against either of them. But no, not even close. It was actually a pretty pleasant surprise that he even went by that. And it was funny because he loved listening to the Moody Blues. That was their instrumentation that he loved. Yeah. Besides, of course, Justin's vocals, but I mean, because Justin's got that soft, melodic voice. Yeah, his voice is definitely melodious. That's for sure. And, you know, the instrumentation that band puts out, I mean, it's just, wow. They are fantastic. And what was eerie is when I named him that, just a few weeks later, one of the founding members passed away. And I was like, oh my gosh. And, you know, I was like, oh my Lord. I'm like, okay, that was eerie, dude. You picked the name of their lead vocalist and then one of his bandmates passed away. Eerie, sir. Was it not even like a week or two later? Yeah, it freaked me out. It actually freaked me out. I'm like, ooh, dude. You became a tribute to that man's bandmate. Like how, you know, the one that passed on. You're a tribute to his bandmate. And then, you know, now he gets to watch over you. It definitely kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was like, yikes. I mean, some of the things that happen, I tell you, it's eerie. It's definitely eerie how some tributes just happen. And I always say sometimes, you know, one of the things I always said was something that you're good at can be, and I don't mean this to sound harsh when I say this, but sometimes you could have something that you're great at and it could be a blessing and a curse all at the same time. Because if you're good at something, for example, doing tributes to singers that you love, it's a blessing because you're good at you're good at your gift. You're talented at your gift. Like, you know, for me, being a DJ for a while, an internet DJ, it was a blessing being a DJ, but at the same time, doing tributes, it was a curse. because, I'm really good at putting together tributes to people. And unfortunately, sometimes it was to the point where it backfired in my face a few times during my one show. Oh, it was a hella nightmare. It really was, because it was, a year after my one show debuted, my inspiration passed away. And I mean, for me to sit there, and many people have told me this, and I still to this day get this, and it's been a few years from then, but many people have told me, girl, for you to do what you did for Judith Durham that day was dedication and devotion. There's no way in hell I could have done it if it was me. And one of the people is Mama Rocky that has said that. She goes, if that had happened to me, I couldn't have done it. I wouldn't have been able to do it. And you guys, that was rough. Because, I mean, I had no idea that she even had a chronic condition. I didn't know about her lung condition. I mean, to hear a voice like the lead singer of the Seekers, Judith Durham, you wouldn't think that the woman had a freaking lung disease. I mean, that woman had a set of pipes on her like you wouldn't believe. I mean, if you heard this band, if you're familiar with the Australian quartet, the Seekers, you know what I'm talking about. But if you're not, I highly recommend you look them up, because I'm telling you, from the 60s all the way till the present day, when they had their live albums, even when they were elderly, that quartet had some damn good harmony vocals. They had it all the way up to the end when she passed. And let me tell y'all, the vocals that came out of her, for example, When the Stars Begin to Fall, look that one up. Look that one up live, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Judith Durham can hit a high note with the best of them. And this woman had a chronic lung condition that she had since she was 4 years old. And let me tell y'all, could sing like an angel. And she was my inspiration in life. She really was. And when she died, I took it really hard. I mean, who wouldn't have? When their inspiration passes on. I took it very, very, very hard. And it was really, really, really hard to deal with. It really was. And my show was about to turn a year old, and I almost gave up my celebration. And people were like, you can't. Judith would not want you to do that. Judith would not want you to give this up. And I nearly did it twice. But I ended up making it. And I was on fumes by the time I had gotten the last thing done. By the time I'd gotten the last part of it ready, I was on fumes. And then, because I had recorded something for it, plus a tribute to her that night. Then, the next day, after finishing that at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, I did another tribute, for Christy that afternoon. She did a tribute to her. We got that up for that following week. And it was rough, you guys. It was rough. It was freaking rough to do. It was really, really difficult to do. And I made it. And people were like, I don't know how you did it. I couldn't have done it. Now imagine. That wasn't the only time I did that neither. No. Ugh. Yeah. Ugh. Not only did I do a tribute to my inspiration after her death, but imagine I recorded voice breaks for a show the night one of my first original celebrity crushes died. Yeah. I did his voice breaks for his tribute on the day of his straight up death day. I had just found out he died, and I barely could get my words out of my mouth. And I actually got permission to extend the show, and we did the show that week for him. Who am I talking about? The late, great Gordon Lightfoot. Oof. That was rough, too. Oof. Because I did that not even an hour after his death was reported. Ouch. Talk about, ow. A gut punch right in the, yikes. And he was one of my, when I was younger, yeah, I'm not going to lie, that was one of my crushes when I was younger. When it comes to singers, that was one of my crushes. His voice, I loved his voice. And, doing those voice breaks, that was not an easy feat, let me tell you what. Yikes. That was really difficult to do. I mean, and I don't even know what brought this on. I guess talking about difficult things, talking when you're sick and doing things when you're sick and doing things when you're in an uncomfortable situation. There are times where you gotta just do it, and when I was trying to fight those allergies off, I tried what I thought was allergies, but it was really a cold, but yeah, I mean, excuse me, yawnzers, but I did get some recording done before it knocked the crap out of me, and I wasn't able to for a while. And then, managed to get that recording done on my birthday. But then, again, I did a lot of stuff on my birthday, and then the next day, just like, because I did do a lot of talking that day, and it kind of wore me out. And so I just took it easy. And that's why I'm doing these shorter little things. But I just took it easy and was able to get things, situated. And then, of course, poor Samantha got sick. Worse. But, hey, when you're able to, like me, I try to fight through it a little bit, and even though it sucks that I'm coughing and, a little bit sniffly, it's not one of them type noises, it's just, a little bit of sniffles, but it's just how it is, it's just how it is. And, I just try to make things work the best I can. And times when you gotta. And trust me, there's even times where it doesn't have to be that you're sick in an uncomfortable position. Try singing karaoke when you got barbecue sauce stuck to your lips. That doesn't work very well. I was eating wings at this one bar that I was at, and the barbecue sauce was so thick, it was stuck to my lips, and I couldn't talk very much. This is how I was talking. You know. I was literally talking like I had a mouthful of crap because it was like literally it was stuck to my lips, and that was how I was talking. I couldn't get my words out very well. So imagine trying to sing a song with barbecue sauce stuck to your lips. You can't do it. And you know, one person, and I'm going to call this person out because it was their technique that helped me through a karaoke marathon that I did, honestly. John Rich of Big and Rich. One day they asked him what he did before performing, and he said he drank a glass of chocolate milk. And I'm like, dude, really? And I'm thinking, John, are you serious, dude? Chocolate milk before singing? Are you kidding? I thought he was joking, right? Because, you know, some of my other friends, they used like honey and lemon, you know. And I'm like, okay, I'm curious. Is John serious? Because I was thinking that would like stick to your throat and you know, mess your throat up. It don't. Believe it or not. I did it, and mind you, I only like certain types of chocolate milk. I like Kroger's. I like Aldi's. And True Moo. If I have to pick like a specific brand, it's True Moo. But I love Kroger's chocolate milk. I love Aldi's chocolate milk. And I did it with Kroger's because theirs is like the thickest, creamiest that I could find up this way. And I'm like, I'm going to do it with Kroger's chocolate milk. I want to see what happens. And I did. And let me tell you, it coats your throat. It's like really soothing on the throat. And I'm like, dude, John, holy crap. And that's what I did. I drank me like a couple of glasses when I did this karaoke thing at this high school. I drank a couple glasses of chocolate milk before I went, and let me tell you, it worked. It was amazing. I mean, I've done some crazy stuff in my time, and I mean, there are times where you're uncomfortable as hell, but you got to do things at certain times. Like, ugh, it just happens sometimes. But anyway, guys, I just thought I would talk about some different crazy things that's happened and correct a few things and talk about a few things that Mom wanted me to tell you guys. And like I said, you'll see me maybe tomorrow again. Mama needs help still. I'm sure she'll let me know. And if she needs me to take over again tomorrow, I will take over again tomorrow. And again Tuesday if she needs it. You know, as long as she needs help, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. That's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do. I want to help and, you know, go from there. Anyway, I will love you and leave you till next time. Remember, far out viewers, have a great cup of coffee. Whatever flavor you like of coffee, whatever flavor of creamer you like, whether you like your coffee hot or cold. And our special awesome family viewers, remember, you're special, you're awesome, you matter, you belong, you are loved, and you are safe. Thanks for tuning in with me again, y'all, and I'll see you back here soon. Have a great evening, everyone. Goodbye, and God bless.